Hello, welcome to this week's 15-minute express class. We're going to work a little bit more on the abs again today. We're going to need our Pilates weight or just a face cloth or hand towel or something like that just to roll up between the knees to squeeze for the exercises. So we're going to start off. We're going to come onto the hands and knees again. So hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to bring the left leg back. Keep the hips tucked underneath the body to squeeze the abs. Right arm up in front and a few circles with the heel in the hand. Keep the hips and shoulders still. Nice wide circles, and then change directions. Good. One last one, and bring the arms and legs down. Right leg back, left arm up in front. Again, keep the back flat and circles. Keep the hips and shoulders still. As you bring those hips, as you make those circles bigger and wider, you're going to feel the pelvis starting to tilt up and down closer to your head and back, so it's going to swing this way. We want to keep that as still as we can. So try not to let the hip come up towards your shoulder. We've changed directions. Nice big wide circles. One more. And arms and legs down. Keep the abs engaged. Back flat, elbows tucked in. Lift the knees up. Walking the hands forward. Straightening the legs, squeezing the abs. And then bend the knees as we walk the hands back. Walk the hands forward. Shoulders stay over the hands, squeezing the abs. Walk the hands backwards. And then rest the knees in. Good. Next one, we're going to come up into a plank. So walk the hands forward again. We're going to lift the knees up and walk the feet back. Good. Big step back into a plank. Squeezing the abs. We're going to bring the right arm down onto the mat. Left arm down, right hand down, push yourself back up, left hand down. Good, and then repeat the opposite way. Left hand down, right hand down, left hand on the mat, push yourself up, right hand on the mat. And then walk the feet forward and rest the knees down. Good, turn over onto the back now. So rest the head onto our head block. We're going to grab the weight, imprint the spine, bring the rib cage down, legs to tabletop, weight between the knees, hands by the side, shoulders relaxed, tap the 2 feet off the mat, and then back to tabletop. Good. Keep squeezing the back into the mat. Good, 3 more. Keep the imprint, rib cages down. And the last one, relax the shoulders. So don't allow any tension to build up into the neck. Grab the weight and bring the feet down. Straighten the legs down onto the mat. Hands back behind the head. Arms forward, chin to the chest. Roll up, chest forward at the end. And back down. We're going to go for 5 with the arms reaching forward. 2. Back down, controlled on the way down. 3, and down. Keep the feet on the mat. Good, and one last one with the arms reaching forward. Nice and slow and controlled. On the way down, chest up at the end, shoulder blades back, and elbows pointing down. Next 5, we're going to reach up to the ceiling. Good, keep the shoulders away from the ears, and control on the way down. Elbows pointing forward to start, so they're pointing up. You're going to keep the point of the elbow pointing forward. Hands reach up, chest comes forward at the end, shoulders drop back. 2. Up nice and tall. 3. Don't let the elbows point out. And back down. 4. Keep the point of the elbows pointing forward. Have a little bend in the elbows if you want, to make sure they're pointing in the right direction. And last one. 5. Shoulders relaxed. And slow and controlled down onto the mat and keep those elbows pointing forward. Good. Next one, hands to the side of the head. We're going to try and keep the fingers on the side of the head. Try and keep the elbows pointing out. So chin to the chest and rolling up, chest forward and controlled on the way down. 1. Up nice and tall. 2. 3. Good, keep the elbows pointing out, heels on the mat. 4, and the last one, slow and controlled down. Keep the elbows pointing out to the side if you can. 5, and then back down onto the mat. And then rest down. I hope my hands cover my face there. I'm making all faces, all funny faces as I'm trying to roll up there. Next one, we're going to do a set of hundreds. So we're going to grab our weight, or our hands, towel, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, the weight of the towel between the knees, hands by the side, chin tucked in, roll the head and shoulders up and beat the hands. 2, 4, 5, breathe out. 2, 4, 5, and in. 2, 4, 5, and out. 2, 4, 5, and in. 2, 4, 5, and out. 2, 5 in. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 4, 5 in. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 4, 5. Keep a gap between your heels. Make sure they don't come together. In. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 4, 5. Keep the chin tucked in, shoulder blades back. Good. In. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath in. Knees and hips 90 degrees. And then rest the head down. Grab our weight and bring the feet down one at a time. Leave the weight down to the side now. We're going to do some roll-ups next. So we're going to imprint the spine. Legs back to tabletop. Hands back behind the head. Arms forward, chin to the chest. Rolling up. And back down. Keep the knees together. So knees and ankles stay together. And rolling up. And down. 3. Chest forward. And back down. We're over halfway. 4. And back down. 5. And down. Halfway class. Not halfway through these. We're only halfway through these now. 6. 4 more. 7. And down. 8. And back down. Keep those knees together. 9. And down. One last one. Arms forward. Rolling up. Knees together. Chest comes forward. And control onto the mat. And rest the feet down. Next, we're going to do some work for the lower abs. So hands by the side. We're going to relax the shoulders, imprint the spine, legs come to tabletop, straighten the legs to the ceiling, and just small little flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keep the imprint, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees and bring the feet down. Little rest for a second. We're going to grab the weight again. We're going to do our double leg lowers. We're going to have the weight between the ankles. So imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, weight between the ankles, straighten the legs to the ceiling, lower and lift. 1, 2, 3. Have the knees pointing straight ahead or ever so slightly out to the side. 5, halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, bring the feet down, and leave the weight down to the side again. We're going to bring a little bit more upper abs into it this time. So we're going to put fusing one end of the way next. Imprint the spine. Bring the legs to tabletop. Chin to the chest, head and shoulders up. Right hand to the outside of the right ankle, left hand to the inside of the right knee. Straighten the left leg. 2, 3. Keep the shins running parallel to each other. 5, 6, 7. Head and shoulders up nice and high. 9, 10. Legs to tabletop, head down, and feet down onto the mat. Next one's 2 hands to the side of the head. We're going to imprint the spine. We're going to bring the elbows into the knees, straighten the legs, and then elbows apart. Actually, we'll do a little bit different this time, with more space at home. We're going to imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up, 2 hands to the ankles. We're going to straighten the legs, hands through your hair, bend the knees and wrap the hands around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep the head and shoulders up all the time. 5, halfway there. 6, 7, can you hear all my joints cracking? 8, 9, one last one, and 10. Roll the head down and bring the feet down onto the mat. So that one's a little bit harder because we have more room. We can bring the hands all the way around, and as we stretch the hands out up overhead, you can feel the upper abs working even harder. Because your hands are further away from your abs, it makes them feel heavier. So you can really feel them working a little bit harder. It's like adding an extra weight to that exercise. We're going to do one more set of roll-ups. So we're going to imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, hands back behind the head, arms forward, chin to the chest, roll up onto the hips, keeping yourself there. We're going to straighten the right knee and bend. Left knee and bend. Keep the knees in line with each other. Left, right, left. Keep the heels off the mat. Keep the knees in line. Reach the arms out in front. Forearms are parallel to the floor. Elbows are pointing down. Chest is forward. Good. Keep the knees together. One last one each leg. And then bend. Roll back down onto the mat and bring the feet down. Good. So the important thing is the knees stay in the same position. As you kick each leg, you don't drop the knee down towards the mat. So we're going to practice it again. We're going to use the 2 legs this time. The other things to think about is the chest is forward and shoulders are back and down, the obvious ones. We keep the arms parallel to the floor the whole time, so don't reach up and don't let them drop down. And think about twisting the point of the elbow down towards the mat. Just works the external rotators, helps us to pinch the shoulder blades back and stops the body from rounding. So imprint the spine again, hands back behind the head, arms forward, chin to the chest, onto the back of the hips again, keep the knees together, extend and bend. 2, so the knees stay at the same height, they're between the palms of my hand the whole time. Chest is forward, elbows are pointing to the mat. 6, 7, 8, 9, one last one, 10. Roll back down onto the mat, bring the feet down and have a rest. Straighten the left leg onto the mat, right knee comes across the body, right hand out to the side, and let the hips roll around. Some nice good stretch into the right glutes and open up the facet joints in the back. So if they're feeling a little stiff, it'll loosen them out. Good. And then switch to the other side. Left hand out to the side. Left knee comes across to the right side of the body. Good. And then come back towards the middle. We're going to turn over onto our stomach. So hands by the side, we're going to arch the back, lifting the chest up, pull the shoulder blades down and twist the elbow so it's pointing down towards the mat. Keep the chin tucked in, so don't point the head forward. Chin is tucked in and lower down. One more. Elbows kept in by the side, chin is tucked in. Don't look up, but just look straight in front. So look about 2 foot in front of the mat, about half a metre or so, and just staring at that point and tucking the chin in. So we're lengthening the back of the neck. It'll stretch into the abs. If you feel any pinching in the back, don't go too high. Go down a little bit lower. We're going to bring the knees together, ankles together. I'm going to sit back onto the heels next. Just get the hips and heels as close as you can, and then walk the fingers out along the end, along the mat. Stretching the lower back, stretching the lats. Walk the 2 hands out to the left of the mat. So both hands are off the mat. And push the right ribs back towards the right side. But keep the hands there on the left. 2 hands come out to the right. Walk them as far as you can until you feel a stretch here. And then imagine your ribs being dragged back towards the left. So you're pushing back that way and you get even more of a stretch into the lats. Sitting onto the heels, getting more of a stretch into the low back. Big deep breath in, stretch those muscles even more around the rib cage. And then breathing back out. Good, back towards the middle, sitting onto the heels, keep the knees together. Walk the hands as far along the mat as you can. Drop the chest down. Drop the head down. Good. And then come back to the middle. So, that's today's 15-minute class. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit more work for the abs, a little bit harder than last week. We'll make it harder again next week, so that's December 1st. See you soon. Bye-bye.